Hey guys, welcome back. In this episode, we circumnavigate Oahu. We make a week-long stop in Kaneohe Bay. We also go to Haleiwa Harbor, Pokai Bay, and back to the Haleiwa Harbor. We stop at a couple of our favorite anchorages, as well as a couple new ones, and have some really spectacular wildlife encounters in Kaneohe Bay and on our sail up to Haleiwa Harbor. We also try to plan the next couple of weeks cruising around the Hawaiian Islands. The first leg was from the Haleiwa Harbor in town to Kahulu'u anchorage in Kaneohe Bay.
Surprisingly, we made it in at a good time. So we took the sampan, started off rough, and by Diamond Head and a little bit past it, and then got good. We went like 9 miles offshore and tacked a million times. I don't know if you'll be able to see. That track, and once we got around Mox, it was good. We're both seasick.
So sunburned.
Because we stayed up till like 1 a.m. getting the boat ready to leave.
God, it's a shark. I think it's a tiger. Yeah. We spent 2 nights at the Kahulu'u anchorage and then motored over to the Secret Beach anchorage. From there, we spent the day at the Kaneohe sandbar. We explored around the bay with our dinghy and came across about 6 or 7 manta rays. We turned off our outboard as to not disturb them and stuck our GoPro in the water. Wow. From the sandbar, we went to an anchorage that I'm calling the Stream because it is right in front of Kaneohe Stream. It's week 1 of full-time cruising, and we've just spent the past week relaxing, honestly. Just using the boat, living on the boat. It's been so nice. So the first couple of days, 3 days, we spent at Kahuluhu Fish Pond. And then the next 2 nights we spent at Secret Beach, the deeper location. We spent the day yesterday at Kaneohe Sandbar with some friends. Last night we tried something new. We motored over to the eastern end of the bay, and I don't know what this place is called. On my map I just called it the Stream because you can motor up the stream. It felt like we were on land last night. That is how calm this is. I don't know if it's always like this or what. I know the wind was like normal trades and then it just died probably around like 8 o'clock. So this was amazing. This was like such a good night's sleep. It's the bay we're in right now. Picked up some local grinds. Look at this. You can't even see the horizon. Morning glass. Right.
Yeah, that's good.
From the Stream, we motored around Coconut Island, or Moku'oloe, and also explored some of the coral reefs around the island.
So many little fish.
If we didn't tell you, you would think we were in French Polynesia right now. Hiding in the shade. All I crave is the shade. The sun is so hot here. This is, I don't know what the name of this, like a little islet is, but it's just below the water. It's not really submerged. I've just been calling it the island with blue holes. So, look how clear the water is. Oh, that's one of those. Holy crap. That's a big fireworm. This is wild. I feel like I'm in an aquarium right now. If I was a shark, I'd like it here.
Yeah, why?
Like, there's plenty of fish to eat. Around lunchtime, we decided to explore Kahana Bay, which is only about an hour's motor or sail from the western end of Kaneohe Bay. Today's Sunday, April. I've lost the days. I know it's Sunday, but I don't know the number. And it's our last day in Kaneohe Bay. Tomorrow we want to leave bright and early to sail to the North Shore. The conditions have kind of been a little shifty, so we don't really know if there's going to be too much wind. We also don't know what the swell is doing towards the end of next week. So right now the plan is to sail to Haleiwa, and then if if the north swell looks like it's not really gonna hit until it's not gonna hit at all, or if it's like moved on later, probably like towards the weekend, maybe we can go to Waimea instead. That'll be a little bit closer to where we are right now. But for our last day, instead of staying in the bay, we were considering maybe checking out Kahana Bay. People don't really anchor there because it's really shoaly. But we did see someone anchor there not too long ago. We don't know if they stayed overnight, but we're gonna check it out right now because we can. It's gonna take us an hour to get there, probably like 45 minutes right now. This is what it looks like.
You didn't mention the lightning that struck.
Wow,
Touchdown.
I was getting there. I was inside getting a lure.
And lightning struck right there. Right where we're going. We finally did it. So now we're anchored. Kahana Bay. It's pretty rolly. We're eating the rest of, I don't know what it was called.
I forgot the market's name, but this is so good. This is chicken long rice. It's like noodles, like rice noodles, I think, with chicken. This is Kahlua pork, Porter's favorite. This is Lomi Lomi salmon, not my favorite. I'm not a big Lomi Lomi salmon fan. This is Lala, I think it's beef. I think my favorite food ever. I think this probably would be my last meal if I were to die. And then this is like squid,
Luau,
I think. It's like coconut. Not my favorite, I'll be honest. It was pretty rolly at Kahana Bay. Because we were just an hour away from a more comfortable anchorage, we decided to motor back to Secret Beach and have a good night's sleep there instead.
Tons of wind today.
Hey! The next morning, we motor sailed over to Haleiwa Harbor from the Secret Beach anchorage. There wasn't a lot of wind, so it was a lot of motoring. We're just passing Waimea right now. The swell really isn't so bad, but there's just enough where the shore break, where the shore break would be like super big. The beach is really steep, so we couldn't really land the dinghy without an outboard. It would just be like too difficult and dangerous. So, where are we going now? Now we're gonna go to Haleiwa. We're gonna anchor inside of the harbor, and hopefully that protects us from like any swell that will exist this week. We'll stay there for probably 3 nights. We anchored right outside of the breakwall at Haleiwa, and we paddled up the OAHU River with our paddleboard. How do you like? I feel like you're my gondolier. Oh. Check that out. There's turtle 1, turtle 2, turtle 3. I wonder what they're doing. Look how big that guy's tail is. Looks like a prehistoric animal. Hawaii.
We're in Haleiwa Bay, or Wailua Bay, I guess. We're anchored right outside the harbor.
So this is what I mean about how it's difficult to cruise here without a home base. So basically right now, it's Tuesday, no wind. There hasn't been wind all week, pretty much. Tuesday, Wednesday, trades come back. We're here, right, Oahu. Let's focus on Oahu and Molokai and the Kaiwi channel. So basically we'd have to sail from Haleiwa on either Wednesday or Thursday, which is in this like crux right there, to Pokai, which is, so this is Haleiwa up here, Pokai somewhere down, you know, close to land down there. So we're gonna either do that tomorrow or Thursday, and then Friday we'll stay Pokai. Saturday we'll just have to take the conditions, whatever they are, and sail back to town, which is where this green dot is, and then pirate the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, let's get to Monday. That is when we're planning on crossing the Kaiwi, because we no longer have a home base, so we can't stay until the conditions in the Kaiwi are like better. It's 21 knots. Let's go Gus. PWG model, or sorry, ECMWF. Yeah, that's like not great Kaiwi conditions. We've done it before, and it's not fun. We could do it at night.
We could always...
Or we could pay.
Yeah, we could always pay.
Typical conditions from Thursday on. I'm very particular now about the conditions we like to sail in. I would take a no wind day or a light wind day over a heavy wind day every day of the week.
Unless you're going downwind.
I don't know. Like, even then, I'm happy. I'm extremely content when there's light conditions. I get it. We're not always going to have those conditions, but like, I'll take them. Put yourself down in the water. Are you going to go get them? Oh. Well, this Noodles Notes, I got it printed because we frequently try to use it on our phones and I can never get service. A little over a month to cruise around the Hawaiian Islands before we need to start thinking about heading north to Alaska. So we're thinking about, the trades are returning. They should have already returned, but I don't really feel them that strongly yet. So probably tonight into tomorrow. So we're going to head west side tomorrow, town, to potentially reprovision, you know, pick up our mail, water, fuel, etc. Maui County, we can easily spend a week just cruising with trades. We can figure out places to go. We do want to hit Big Island, but Kona Coast is really subject to south swell. And Radio Bay, so on the side of Big Island, you can't really get there unless you have like a really lucky wind direction. So we'll probably skip that. So now we're just kind of looking up anchorages on Big Island. So most likely we'll go next week, Maui County, check out some anchorages on Big Island, and then we'll have to follow the Ali Nui Haha back, Maui County again, Oahu, and then probably Kaneohe Bay when we go back to Oahu, and then do the jump from Oahu to Kauai. From Haleiwa Harbor, we sailed around Kaena Point and we wanted to go to Makua for a few hours, but we began having engine problems, so we ended up sailing to Pokai Bay.
I thought a wave hit our boat.
Same! It sounded the same as a wave. Oh my gosh. Wow.
We rounded Kahana Point. This is the west side. We almost got murked by a whale. It just jumped. So we were all in the pilot house. It jumped like right there. Looked out the window and there was a splash at least like halfway up the sail. But yeah, we're going against the current right now. Motor sailing. We can't throw out a jib, but it looks like it's gonna die right up there, probably in like 5 minutes. There's white caps out there. I don't know if you can see it, and now it's just calm.
Yeah, like that.
That's crazy. Where are we?
This is Makua Valley. It's like probably one of the most places on the island. Never anchored here before. It is subject to like wrap around north and south swell, so getting to shore is like really hard. And anchoring here is like not always possible because of that. But diving is amazing. It's just like endless sand around about 100 feet right here. And then closer to shore, there's like also pretty nice diving, but it's around like 20 to 30 feet. We're gonna try and shoot for like 30 to 40 foot anchorage because we can't really tell how big that floor break is from here. So. Okay, we did not go to Makua. The wind was like moderately onshore. It was like 10, 15 knots. It wasn't too crazy. But as soon as we got into like the anchorage area, he was like, Chrissy, the engine's not working. So I am of the opinion that this is going to be the story of our lives until we cut out the tank, like, and more access ports in all of our tanks, and thoroughly clean the inside of the tank, and then either re-weld or just like reseal all the access ports within each baffle. After a short stay at Pokai Bay, we got fuel at the Ko'olina fuel dock, which was moderately embarrassing as our engine died as soon as we got to the fuel dock with 20 knot onshore winds. Probably not gonna be able to hear a word because it's windy.
About 25 out here. We're having a great time though. We got third reef in the main. Got nothing up front. We're running off bad fuel in the back tank. We're just trying to get into Ko'olina to get new fuel so we can put it in the front tank. And then we gotta go out there, go around the big barge, and then we get to turn for town. Now it's blowing 20 to 26 out here, but I think it's just because it's accelerating over the land. Out there, I hope it's not doing that, and it's just staying at maybe a steady 20, so we'll just do a big tax and we'll be back in town.
From the Ko'olina fuel dock, we beat upwind to the Haleiwa harbor. Got kind of consistent enough so we can come inside. It's been consistent. It's just been like we have been uncomfortable with the conditions.
Consistently uncomfortable.
We've been consistently uncomfortable, but now we're safe in the pilot house. It genuinely feels like a different world in here. It's so nice. It also feels like a sauna because all the hatches are closed. Anyway, this is what it looks like outside the window. Every time I record anything, the conditions look fine. It's like embarrassing reporting my response to these conditions because they look so nice. Alas, they are not. You're looking at boats.
I mean, it's a Bavarian 37 for $39,000.
So, standing in the shower. I got back from Pokai yesterday. It looks like a short trip, but it just always takes a long time, and then always like beats it out of us too. So I'm happy that's over with. But yeah, I finally did a circumnav of Oahu. I've never done that before. I've always sailed to like different places on Oahu, but I've never actually done a full circuit, which was nice. Yesterday was a pretty good shakedown. I think the boat, it was just like heavy winds yesterday, consistent. That's the thing with like the weather here, the predictions, it might say 10 knots, gusting up to 25, but it's never gusting up to 25. It's just consistent 25, especially around those like pinch points like Barber's Point, Kahana Point, things like that. So yeah, can't really trust the predictions. Just, you got to look at the gust map and understand that that is what you're getting yourself into for an extended period of time. So yeah, I think it was a pretty good shakedown overall the past 2 weeks of the boat. Logistically, like how living on the boat is. Definitely can see upgrades in the future, but for the time being, I think the boat's great. And so, still dealing with some weird issues, like the fridge and freezer not really cooling when the boat's moving, which is all the time, unless we're at like a super steady anchorage. And then the holding tank is a little sticky. Getting a load of laundry done. Oops. It really can fit a ton of my clothes, most of Dave's clothes. I mean, we're relatively small people. But when it comes to towels, like it can fit one towel, big towel like that, and like a couple of other small garments. So ideally it would fit 2 towels at once, but it doesn't. So we'll have to do a couple more loads. Okay. All right. This is what I like to call sludge. That is why we've been having engine problems. I don't think any amount of polishing would have solved that issue. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be here. We spent a week at the Haleiwa boat harbor, reprovisioning, picking up mail, and getting some boat projects done that required a dock. We also sold our truck, so we are officially car-free. Mahalo for watching. I'm editing this from Kaneohe Harbor. It is gusting about 30 to 35 knots, so stay tuned for a rather interesting week cruising around Maui County.